Elgar Cello Concerto is definitely one of the last great romantic cello concertos written. On the, I guess in the 2 years after the end of the First World War, Edward Elgar was at the end of his life, and it turns out it was sort of the last notable work that he composed. And it received a disastrous premiere due to it being under-rehearsed, but was resurrected by Sir John Barbaroli, who was a young cellist in the cello section at that very premiere, who later championed the work as a soloist and also ended up recording the world famous EMI Classics release with Jacqueline Dupre. The work itself it's a 4-movement work, and it sort of, I would say, contains emotional music that ranges from the elegiac and the melancholic to the ebullient, joyful, childlike enthusiasm that one might imagine on a playground, a wondrous, questioning third movement, and yeah, it's quite a range of emotion, quite an experience to listen to. Yeah, the preparation process for a major work like this is multi-layered. It definitely begins with getting to know the solo part intimately, and that's usually how people end up beginning to learn their concerti. But then deepening that and rounding it out with an in-depth understanding of the orchestral score and how that solo part is relating to all of the voices around you. I picked up a little pocket score which I carried with me everywhere and read like a book, to just try and ingest all those details and really relate with the whole sound world that supports the solo cello voice so brilliantly in this work in particular. Elgar scored it in such a fine way that the cello never seems swamped or superseded by the orchestra, the power of the orchestral voice. Yeah, so there's a lot of slow practice involved, a lot of late nights, just honing in on details, and a lot of visualization and imagination of how it will feel to tell this story to an audience that's there ready to absorb it. So yeah, this like I say, there's this slow practice, there's this visualization, there's this understanding of the score in its entirety. And then of course it's playing it for people or having rehearsals with pianists to just kind of prepare for that wonderful moment. My relationship with this concerto dates back to my teen years. When I was 15, I learned this piece for the first time, and recall having some great experiences with the work, really enjoying learning it. And when I was 21, I ended up playing the last movement of this work with the orchestra at the university that I was studying. And that was a very emotional experience for me. It was at that moment I realized that I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. So I do have a personal connection with this work that really resonates. So now I guess it kind of comes full circle. I came home to Vancouver, and now I work with this wonderful orchestra, and blessed to be given the opportunity to perform it with great colleagues. And yeah.